Hello everyone, my name's Reese Paulson and today I'm going to be showing you Forge IDE. Forge is an open source replacement for ServiceNow Studio, both the legacy and the new. I built this because I've been a longtime user of the old ServiceNow Studio and I've really enjoyed it, but it's kind of dated. And then when the new Studio came out, I was really excited about it and I gave it a try and it just wasn't quite the right fit. And so I built this as kind of a middle ground between the two. And I also expanded on some of the capabilities. And I'm just going to go through and demonstrate some of it for you today and touch on some of its features. So first thing, what you're looking at here is the Forge workspace. This is pretty much where you'll be interacting with the application. On the left here, we have a favorites toolbar. Then right here, we have the application explorer. And then in the center here, we've got the content stage. So Forge works a lot like Studio and borrows a lot of design inspiration from it. And so it should feel familiar. Right now, we've got the Forge application itself open, but we can click this button to switch apps. So if we switch to another one just to show, it'll load the app files, it'll change the scope. If we open up one of these files, we can see here that it's changed the update set and the scope has changed. And we have the record displayed. As you open items, it'll open as tabs inside of Forge. Each tab has a refresh button that you can click and it will reload the frame. And then there's also an open in new tab button that'll open it in a new browser tab. And then you can close the tabs and they'll collapse down. The app files in the application are organized in categories and then grouped by table. And these categories are very easy to edit. This is one of the beauties of it being open source. So if we go to the Forge IDE app, there is a single script include that controls this. It's called the app file sorter. And inside of it, there is a taxonomy object in the initialize method. And in here, this is what controls what goes where. So you can easily customize it to your heart's desire. You can change these around, you can reorder them, you can create new groups, especially if like different app file categories may be missing, like they were in the old studio, you can add them in here. You'll notice that each of the items has a name and an icon, and then the child items has a table. So those correspond to the tables that you see right here. Uh, when you open any record in Forge, it's going to load the classic UI form by default if there's not a route specified in the taxonomy. But if you want to load a custom route, you can also do that for those records. So for instance, for forms, I want to open the form builder. And so I have a route here that is tied to form builder. And you'll notice that I am able to put some dynamic data into this route with double curly braces, and those get replaced on runtime. This is great because it gives you the flexibility to customize, like, do you want to use table builder? Do you want to use this as DB object record? Same with like form builder. You could choose what it uses by changing these. And just to show an example of that, I've got for like a UI builder workspace, I have, if I open this UX page registry, it'll actually open it in UI builder because I have a route on it for those records. Um, so that's the main content stage. Some other features, so we have favorites in here. So when you open a favorite, it's going to open it as a tab as well. And you can actually favorite any URL. And if it's able to be iframed, then it will iframe it in Forge. And if not, then you could specify that that favorite should open as a new browser tab. Like for instance, with Gitbook or GitHub, the website can't be iframed. And so having it open in a new browser tab is the next best thing. We can do lots of things in here. So UI Builder, we can iframe in from the instance and we can do our work. We can collapse the application explorer to give us more area to work with. We can also open up like the API Explorer on the instance, which is actually a service portal or a UI page. In here, we can do like the service portal widget editor that can open in here. Anything that can be iframed, including things from the instance, can be saved as a favorite. And you can actually modify your favorites in here with this favorites editor. You can add new favorites. You can modify their contents, change their URL. Another feature that Forge has is you have a nice search bar. So you can search by SysID in here, you can search by table, and it will narrow down the results. You have a results count, and then you have results by category and table as well for the accounts. You have little quick actions at a table level. So if I want to open the script includes list, I can open that like so. I can also click the plus button and create a new script include. You can create other application files also from this menu here that is based off of the taxonomy. Another thing that you can do is you can see the source control status. So if this icon is filled in, then it is connected to GitHub for the application. And if there are pending changes, you'll see a floating number above it. And source control, that opens up Studio iframed in because Forge relies on legacy Studio source control for the time being. Another capability that you have is the ability to open the app file record. You can initiate a code search. So this actually works against the same code search as the legacy Studio. It uses the same backend capability and surfaces those results in a nice tree. And then you can see the results here highlighted, and you can open up a resulting record in a tab if you'd like. Another cool capability that this has is this app file explorer. If you don't want to just change the script include, but you just need to make a light change, you can do that by like reordering these categories or changing the contents inside of them. And you can click in here and change what's the name and the icon. And then from there, another capability that I want to show is these quick expand and collapse buttons. They help with navigating the tree. And altogether, this is just a really quick demo of what Forge is. It's all open source. You can customize it as much as you'd like. You can download it on ServiceNow Share today. If you go to Share and just search Forge, it's here. And I tried to document all the features in the posting, and then I have some notes on the contents of the application if you're curious. I'm really excited about this, and I hope you are too. Let me know if you have any suggestions on how to improve this. Okay, thanks. Have a good night.